And welcome back. Woo! We are back. Holy cow. Don't you feel good, David? We're back.
See what happens when you put a camera in front of this man's face? This is not good. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, kudos to you, Andrew, on the open. Very nice. But I do have a critique. 3/4 of the things that you show on there are things that we don't talk about ever. Ever.
Sometimes we've touched on them. It's been a couple years.
Few and far between.
Yeah, exactly.
Few and far between, sir.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to the X-Bomb Sports Live show.
I feel like we should be playing Mace right now. Welcome back.
Yeah. I'm Andrew Valentin.
Pepe.
So happy to be back, ladies and gentlemen. It has been way too long since March. Jeez. With me, as you can see, back once again by obviously popular demand. It is the man himself, Mr. Double D, David Dykstra. David, how you doing, man?
Dude, if my voice stays good, we're all set. I'm just saying.
I mean, we'll see how.
I'm working injured here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, David, I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy to be back.
I was just checking to make sure my my stuff was right. Just saying.
Absolutely, yeah. I trust me. I double checked. I made sure. You know, I know I'm the one that types the errors, so I get
No,
it.
I was just I haven't changed them yet. I really do have to change mine.
The basic, but they're good. You know, I think they're doing fine.
Well, I'm known on radio as Double D now, so
That's
I mean,
true. That's true.
it would make sense for me to have all my. Although that could lead down a whole path of badness, me going by Double D on socials.
That's true.
I could get a whole lot of.
Into a whole world.
Hey, I could get a lot of followers for the wrong reasons, and then just stick around because we're that damn good, Andrew.
That's true. That's very true. Well,
Just like somebody needs to start an OnlyFans, but we're not mentioning any names. Are we Tyler Butterball? I mean, Butterball.
he's off to Nebraska, so.
Yeah, he's going to corn shuck.
God. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a full schedule to talk about football. We're going to make this one as to the best of our ability because obviously David's kind of hurting right now, and obviously everybody's busy.
Don't say I don't love this
We
show.
wanna make sure that
Don't say I don't love this show.
we want to make sure that you guys can enjoy what we got. David, without further ado, are you ready to hit this, my man?
Jesus, do we really need to talk about this damn thing?
I mean, we kind of have to.
Do we really? That might have been the worst fucking NFL game I've ever seen in my entire life last night.
Yes, for those who don't know, Chicago Bears and the Carolina Panthers, they played on Thursday Night Football, adding to maybe one of the worst lineups we've seen for Thursday Night Football in a long time.
I told you I was shocked when Al Michaels said he was coming back for 2024.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's got to be a buttload of money.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Amazon.
To put up with what he's had to put up with this year,
Yeah.
as far as games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, if you don't know, Bears pull out the victory, 16-13. I came so close to getting that tie.
That would have been
I
amazing.
made so much money.
That would have made.
You screwed me, Bears.
It's.
But
Can I just tell you real quick before you get started with the stats and everything? When they finally scored the touchdown, I was waiting for Al Michaels to go, finally! A touchdown. An offensive touchdown.
I mean, it took them long enough. Jeez. Foreman, I had to give player of the game because he scored the only offensive touchdown in this game. So kudos to you, Deonta Foreman. I guess you get player of the game for this one. But, I mean, overall, I mean, the focus of the game obviously has been on the quarterback situation, right? Or I guess not really so much of a situation. Well, I guess it's still a situation.
It's a situation, but it's not a big situation.
No, I mean, it's Tyson Bagent and the whole situation going on.
It's the blue-collar meatball freaking fans that are going, you know, that Tyler Bagent guy, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Arms decent. Completes the ball, not a lot of turnover. Never mind. Never mind.
Before we say turnovers, I mean, so Tyson Bagent, in his 5-game appearance, I guess we can say, in his 4 starts,
Yeah.
2-2, better record right now than Justin Fields, which is what everybody keeps pointing out. But looking at his numbers, the touchdown to interception ratio is just way off. It's just not good, folks. I mean, 3 touchdowns.
Bears fans, that's what happens when you don't have arm strength. Balls float.
I mean, did they learn anything from Mitchell Trubisky?
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't know where the controversy is coming from for this, honestly. I mean,
What is Chicago? I swear to God.
yeah.
And I said this to you. Am I not wrong? If Trace McSorley had seen the field, he would have been the messiah of Chicago because he's exactly what Chicago fans fall in love with. That gritty, hardworking, blue-collar quarterback that just somehow finds a way to win the game. Favorite Cubs of all time. You got Thoreau. You got Happ. These are all blue-collar guys who aren't superstars or anywhere on the map on any major team.
Yeah.
You could go down the list. Paul Konerko,
Yeah.
the pitcher.
Burley.
Burley.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, anywhere else, mid-level. Maybe a little bit higher than mid-level in some cases.
Productive players, but they won't get the
Attention.
grace, yes.
The attention that they get in this godforsaken blue-collar town that just absolutely wants to fall in love with just that player that rubs the dirt on it.
Right. Yeah. This city, obviously, has been known to find individuals and become immediately attached to them pretty quickly. And I understand that. I understand the sentiment, but at the same time, I can't help but just not understand. Like, there's no controversy here. The controversy is, do the Bears have their franchise quarterback or not? And obviously, with a guy like Tyson Bagent, it's fair to say I think he's far more backup. He's a comparable backup, but Justin Fields, that's where I think a lot more of the questions come in. You have a question, David?
No, we have breaking news.
We have breaking news.
We have breaking
I don't
news.
have a breaking news lower third for that.
It's okay. Sources. The Big Ten is expected to discipline Michigan for the in-person scouting and ongoing sign stealing investigation and will prohibit Jim Harbaugh from being on the sideline until the conclusion of the regular season.
Interesting. Okay.
So what it tells me is, hey, you can steal signs from the press box, just don't do it on the sideline.
Right, yeah. So do it the legal way, not the illegal.
Is that not how you heard that, Bajorn?
Yeah.
That's
No, that's absolutely. That's.
I think that's a slap on the wrist,
More or less.
and I think that's what it's meant to be.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna? Do you really want to be the ones that knocked out arguably one of the biggest names and brands in college football?
Why did it have to happen before they played Penn State? Oh, we can do this without stealing signs. Watch us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then obviously you have all the other controversy that's coming out from this thing where Michigan says they have dirt on other teams, and then you've got some other staffer.
Who doesn't have dirt on
No,
who?
and that's the thing is that everybody's doing this more than likely. It's just Michigan's the one that got its hand caught in the cookie jar.
Listen,
That's all. It is.
Michigan, everybody already knows Ryan Day dyes his beard. That is not a natural color.
That's true.
It just realize everyone already knows
He
that.
takes it from Steven Seagal. Don't you know that?
Look at me. Look at this. This is what a beard should look like.
No, it's a dye job.
That is not dye job. Dude, that would be the
What do you
worst.
people think it's a dye job.
Well, when it wasn't so gray on the sides, because I've been under immense stress over the last year. But when it was just when the white streaks were, you remember when the white streaks were just right here, Andrew?
that's true.
The girls were always like, "Why did you just dye this?" I was like, "Didn't do it.
Yeah.
Natural."
It's just the natural way.
All right, let's get back to the
Yes,
Bears.
yes,
But
of course.
I thought that was important to
No,
bring up.
absolutely. And we'll talk a little bit more about Michigan now that we've got that news out.
Gonna lose.
Relax, will you? Relax. RELAX. Relax.
See, you say that, and the only thing that comes to my mind is Wedding Singer.
That's
Relax.
fine. That's fair. All right, so yeah, obviously a little bit more about the Bears. I mean, the quarterback situation we already just kind of talked about. Defensively, this team looked very good here against the Panthers, but keep in mind the Panthers are a very
Freaking
bad team.
Panthers.
It's just the Panthers, but they still have the problem with the takeaway situation, and this was a team that you should have been able to take full advantage of turnovers for. The interceptions, fumbles. This team just was not working on that level.
I have noticed one thing. Sweat is going to get double teamed every single play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Ngakoue, time to feast.
Well, he did have a sack.
Time to
He
feast.
finally had one.
Well, and then Johnson had one as well.
Yes, he
So, I mean, at least they're getting pressures
did.
now.
Right. And listen, having a guy like Sweat certainly will help in that manner, right? You get a guy that can come off the. We saw with Khalil Mack, right? He made Leonard Floyd look like a possible Pro Bowl edge rusher for a while there, and obviously now I don't know where he is now anymore. But
He
it
was with the
doesn't matter.
Rams, but
Yeah,
I don't think he's with the Rams anymore.
It doesn't matter because he wasn't really that good anyways. He lucked out because he had Von Miller on one side at one point and Khalil Mack on another side at another time. Either way, he was poor choice. But
Das losers!
you can see what happens when you have the great edge rusher, and that's one of those top 5 positions now you need in football. You need top receivers, you need that quarterback, you need a good offensive line, you need top edge rushers. You need those guys to be productive. And you saw it, right? You said double team, all of a sudden, Ngakoue's got one-on-one situation, and hey, he knows how to use his hands and use moves.
Here's the biggest difference with the Bears last night compared to the last 5 weeks.
Yeah,
The secondary was healthy.
that's true.
Completely healthy.
Everybody was there. Everybody was there. I mean, Kyler Gordon looked pretty good. Tyreek Stevenson didn't make a penalty, which was nice.
But once again, everybody's complaining and yelling about how awful he's a rookie.
The raw talent's there. Speed.
He's a rookie.
If you can hone his craft more, which is what Allen Williams was supposed to do, but obviously that's not going to happen. So if you can get the right,
Oops.
yeah, exactly. If you can find the right defensive back coaches to work with him, and the right defensive coordinator to work for him, I think you can solve the situation because he's a big, strong corner. He's a fast kid. He's a Miami product, and even still to this point, Miami products can still play. So
Oh yeah.
he's not a bad pick. It's just that, listen, he's trying. You're putting him up against guys like Mike Evans and things like that. Yeah, of course he's gonna get beat. What do you think's gonna happen?
Jalen Johnson gets beat by Mike Evans. I mean,
Everybody gets beat by Mike
Yeah.
Evans. He's Mike Evans for crying out loud. So the best guys, yeah, as a rookie, he's gonna struggle. But guess what? Against tier 2, tier 3 guys, he's done a good job. He's not shutting them down completely, but he's doing a good job. Just more man on man with him. Less zone. Less zone for everybody, honestly. But talking about the defense still too. I mean, more so with the head coach, obviously, Matt Eberflus, right?
I think this is Eberflus's doing, to be quite honest with you.
You think so?
Yeah, that defense, that first week he took over,
Yeah.
I just don't think they were prepared.
Okay.
It's a lot for you to unexpectedly lose your defensive coordinator for reasons that were, I don't want to say out of your control, that you may not have been aware of at the time. Didn't know that he was doing what he was doing, whatever he was doing.
Yeah.
So he got that dropped on him. But I've seen that defense progressively get better and better.
Yeah.
Giving up yards, but when it gets to that 20 and in, they've gotten stingier.
Yeah.
So I can't sit here and say that I'm that Hey, Eberflus, just resign as head coach and say you'll be the D coordinator.
You know what? That's probably the only way you can save your job. Every time I watch him as a head coach, there's a lack of confidence that seems to come from him.
There's a lack of passion.
Yeah, that too. The
He's
head
just-
coaching, everything you're looking for in the head coach, right? The passion, the experience, the awareness to the attention to detail. Everything is either coming up short or just completely not there.
3 hottest coaches in the NFL right now, in my opinion. Antonio Pierce, after what he did with the Raiders. Now, not saying that that's a huge deal because they beat the Giants, but
Right.
still, The whole atmosphere of that place is turned.
Oh, they're having fun now.
D'Amico Ryan, what he's done down in Houston is, I don't think people understand what a great job that was and is.
Well, and if you don't, I don't know how many times we say it on the show. They're terrible. From top to probably mid-level in that front office, it's all awful.
Yeah.
And somehow hiring D'Amico Ryans that's the right move.
And then you have a guy like who we mocked when first getting hired, Dan Campbell, who has a Detroit Lions team completely bought into his passion, his grit, his tenacity.
Yeah. Oh, and
to the point where people are talking about them going to the Super Bowl this year.
Well, and I mean, why is it that those guys seem to be so fueled by it? Oh, I don't know. It might have to be something called culture.
Former players.
Yeah.
And younger. This is the mindset in which I want the NFL. Look at this young group of coaching.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniels. You can throw McVay and Shanahan in there because they're still young.
They're
you got
hot shots.
Antonio Pierce. You got D'Amico Ryan, and then turn the page and look at the old guard.
Yeah.
How many of them are being successful right now?
I mean, Belichick's 2-7. You've got
There's
Carroll, that is the only one I think right now that's above 65 that's got a winning record.
There's two that I would say are mainstays, and surprisingly enough, through I don't know what voodoo doll he sacrifices to, but Mike Tomlin once again has the Steelers winning when they shouldn't be at all.
I don't know. I don't understand it.
And Baltimore and Jim Harbaugh. No, John. I had it right the first time. All right. John Jim's in trouble for stealing the signs.
Right.
But John Harbaugh doing a brilliant job, and that defense is ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, listen, for what you see in the NFL right now, it's clear that Matt Eberflus is not the
Old
guy.
guard.
Yeah, he's too old. Again, when they got hired, I said it felt like it was Lovie Smith 2.0. You're bringing in the 4-3. It's another old school defense. It's not going to work. And sure enough, they're getting burned every single way. So
Yeah.
we mentioned a bunch of names before. Ben Johnson. Slowick's not going to leave the Texans, but
Kellen Moore.
obviously. Also, Seattle's guy too. I would recommend, but there's options out there, folks. But that's going to do it for the Bears. Obviously, let us know in the comment section down below. We want to hear from you guys. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the NFL. We got NFL football to talk. Plus, we're bringing back the staple, ladies and gentlemen. The Pick Six. That'll be coming up next here after the break on the Xbox.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Good job.
Man, I'm so hungry.
A little different
I
seeing
need
me and
someone
Andrew
to
in our
fast.
element, though, isn't it?
I have no idea where to go.
Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that I have you craving more? Taco Bell.
Hey, listen, first show back, little hiccups is not a big thing.
Can I get 20 tacos, please? Thanks, Taco.
They're not.
So he'll be, does that even, what does that even fucking do?
Nothing. It doesn't do anything in Michigan.
Good.
Ooh, he can't be on the sidelines.
Eat the tacos. Taco Bell. Leave más.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And apparently we were probably a little hot there, so apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
We were hot?
Yes, we were hot, so.
I don't think we said anything. Listen, screw you, Michigan fans. And that goes out to you, Gwilla. I don't like you this
You know
week.
what?
You smell funny, you look funny, and you rooted for a cheating team. How you like me now, Gwilla? Bring it. Bring it. Out.
It's
After
frustrating, folks.
listen, after Saturday, we love one another again. Every year I congratulate him or he congratulates me.
It's true. That's very true.
We talk a lot of stuff during the week.
Yes, but we will get into the college football stuff here real soon because we have some NFL stuff we're going to be talking here real quick. So, David.
All right,
are
let's
you
do
ready to get
this.
into NFL?
Let's
I
do
know,
this.
You want to get into
No. I can talk. Let's talk
gonna
NFL
keep- we're gonna keep
because
these-
there are some things I would love to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to keep these stories kind of short just because even with these stories, we obviously kind of know the situation. But let's dive into it first and foremost. So, first things first, we have Miami, the Dolphins, ladies and gentlemen. They're not looking too hot lately. In their last 3 games now, I mean, they've been able to come out with some pretty decent ones, but when you look at their overall schedule, they're 0-3 against winning teams right now, those being the Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles, and Kansas City Chiefs. Now, obviously, those are like those are some of the best teams right now in the NFL. But considering Miami was supposed to be one of those teams, you would have thought we would have seen something better from them. And instead, I don't know about you, but I keep looking at them and they look like they keep getting bullied by these teams. I mean, from your perspective, David, what do you see as being maybe the main issue with Miami? Or issues, I guess we should say.
Let's quote a great coach. Miami is who we thought they were.
Yeah.
They're a good, possibly great team, but if you get physical with them, they kind of back off. There's no reason they should have lost to Buffalo. Absolutely no reason they should have lost to Buffalo. Right. Buffalo is not the team they were last year, even close to the team that they were last year. And the other two, I can understand. You lost to a Chiefs team that is probably headed back to the Super Bowl again, as long as Taylor Swift's around.
Right.
Let's just get that straight. That's their good luck charm now. And I'm going to call it right now. The Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Travis Kelce gets down on one knee and proposes to her right Super Bowl pro show.
Yeah.
Just because Scientology told him to do it. It was a joke, people. Calm down.
Right.
Calm down. No, I truly believe that you and I have talked about this. Miami is exactly what they are. They're a finesse team built on speed, quickness, and agility.
Yeah.
And if you rough them up, they have a tough time. Or you make it a dirty game. And I don't mean dirty like as in lots of penalties, but like muck it up with, slowing down the pace and things like that. Yeah. They become a little bit less aggressive for some reason.
Yeah, no, if you get pressure on Tua and you make him move out of the pocket.
Oh, he's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that his lack of athleticism and all that, because of the fact that he's so, when he has the protection, obviously, he's great. He's fantastic, but looking over his losses and everything, I mean, he's not played well. I mean, you put pressure on him, and the numbers by which they stand, 691 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. His quarterback rating goes from, I think it's 114 in wins. It drops down to 89. Like, that's not bad, but if you're going to tell me that guy's the MVP, I'm sorry, I don't see that then. He's just not that guy. He can't move outside like you see with guys like Burrow and Allen and Herbert, right, who are quicker and stronger to be able to move out and make those throws.
Their arm strength is different.
Yeah, I mean, even with Justin Herbert, and he's got to play more of that West Coast offense, hit the zone, get it to Tyreek Hill at this spot at this exact time, and he's super accurate, but as soon as a defensive end is coming to chase him down, all of a sudden everything goes out the window, and now he has to allow those things to happen. You just can't do it. You just can't have it happen. So I agree with you. I think Miami's kind of coming back down to reality. Not to say they won't make the playoffs, but I mean, what will we say? It's 11-6 maybe, 10-7.
I go 11-6.
Okay. I would say with that. All right. Well, away from Miami, there is a team that is kind of putting us in our place a little bit here.
I ain't putting anybody in anybody's place. I said
Well,
he.
we didn't think that.
I- no, no, no,
did
no,
we know
no.
we were going to be 7-2 with Baltimore? 'Cause
Let
we
let
didn't call that.
let me be very honest.
Yeah.
I said it came down to Lamar on whether this team was going to be good. I still don't think Lamar's an elite quarterback.
Okay.
He puts up stats. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, what's the ultimate goal for a quarterback in the NFL and for a team in the NFL?
Right.
You win playoff games, you go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You have one playoff win in your career, dude. And it's the halfway point. He could still pull a hammy this weekend.
Yeah.
Because trust me, that Browns defense ain't nothing to laugh at either.
That's going to be a
Oh, by the way, real quick, just for everybody out there, might want to think about hitting the under in the Baltimore-Cleveland game. Just putting it out there. It's
Something to consider.
top three defenses in the NFL right now.
I'd say so, yeah.
You might want to think about hitting the under.
Just
Just
somebody
saying.
off of it if you need to, so.
It's what same thing? Oh, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
one.
we'll get to
that.
that, folks. We will get to
But no, I'm sticking to my guns, and if y'all want to call me a racist, call me a racist. I don't care. It has nothing to do with the color of his skin. It has everything to do with he is the most overly hyped quarterback ever to play in the NFL. He has one playoff win. He wins a Super Bowl. I will sit here and tell you guys he is now an elite quarterback.
I'm
Plain and simple.
I'm in the same. Listen, I think he's a top 10 quarterback. I'll put him on that. But I don't know if he. I would say he's great. I won't go elite just yet, like you said.
What happened in the Pittsburgh game?
Right. I mean, more players.
Had to score a touchdown and threw probably one of the worst passes I've ever. Hey, right to Joey Porter Jr. for his first interception in the NFL. Nice job.
Well, and I will say this though, he certainly has progressed a lot more with Todd Monken being his coach as a passer, and that I think is what's really helped define this Ravens team. Plus, their defense obviously has come together.
Well, now all of a sudden they've got this free agent rookie running back, Mitchell, who goes, look what I can do.
Right, yeah, who's bursting through the line like he's one of the top running backs in the game. Insane stuff. And that's the thing, is like,
And you know.
Baltimore's found something.
You know J.K. Dobbins is sitting at home going, damn it!
I was supposed to get a new contract. This is ridiculous.
I hate my life.
Yeah, exactly. Listen.
I guess it's off to L.A.
This is if you've been listening to Blow the Whistle, this is why when we had our discussion about running backs, sorry guys, you're not getting paid. It's just the way of the game. They'll pay Zay Flowers before they pay you.
There's an argument to be made for some.
Right, yes.
You cannot sit here and tell me that the Giants aren't regretting what they did.
Well, maybe not, but either way,
They have no offense without Saquon right now.
Well, they have no offense because they have no quarterback.
What are you talking about?
They have a basketball.
You are
player.
talking
They have
about-
a point guard playing.
You are
quarterback.
talking about the University of Illinois legend, Tommy DeVito.
You just blew people's minds because they're going, he went to Illinois? Yes, he did.
He took Illinois to a freaking bowl
Yeah,
game.
he was probably their best quarterback in I don't know how many years.
At least
What,
Juice.
Probably-
I was about
probably
to say.
Juice. He's probably not the last guy I remember.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, Baltimore right now.
We brought it up on our show yesterday. You kind of cringed when I said it, but there are people out there comparing that defense to the 2000 Baltimore defense.
Yeah.
I know you can't do it.
It's just because that's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, defense to maybe ever play.
No, it's the second greatest defense to ever play.
It's debatable. Let's just say
It's debatable.
debatable, but
Hey, there was one difference.
yeah.
They didn't have Dicka.
No, they didn't have Buddy Ryan. That's the difference.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so away from Baltimore, though, we had he might be one of the best stories, and I don't know if he can register for comeback player of the year, but he's sure as hell should be up for something in this. Joshua Dobbs is a name that many people probably remember from his time in Pittsburgh. being a backup. Maybe you remember him from his time at Tennessee. He did make one of the greatest throws in
Won a national
college
title
football.
there, correct?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He beat Georgia though on that Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's true. I
Tennessee
thought he
has not won a national title in this. Where do you think he went? He didn't go to
wasn't he
Alabama.
wasn't he right after Manning?
No, you're thinking of T. Martin.
Oh, my bad.
How old do you think Josh Dobbs is?
I mean, do you really want me to put
No,
that into
let's not
words
go
and
down
just
that way.
yeah, that's not a good. I was he right after T. Martin then?
No, he was. This was like something like 26.
I thought he was a 10-year vet.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. Get up. He's
I think you're BSing
I'm
me
not. I'm not BSing you. Why do you think I'm lying to you?
because he was with the. It seemed like he.
Steelers, but he wasn't. He was.
It seemed like he was with the Steelers for 10 years.
He's gonna have his mind blown. He's gonna be all mad at me and everything.
Okay, let's meet in the middle.
He's 27, isn't he?
No, he's 28.
Okay, he's 28.
So he's been
There's no
in.
meeting in the middle on that. You thinking?
I thought he was a 10-year vet. You were like,
He'd be like 40.
shut up. What I'm saying is, I thought he was more of a veteran than he actually is.
Yeah.
He's a 7-year vet, maybe
Yeah.
8-year vet. No, 6 to 7-year vet.
Yeah, he's been in the league, but
But it seems like he's been he was with Pittsburgh forever.
yeah, he was a backup there for quite a bit, and obviously then Arizona signed him to, they signed him to a contract this year, and
Yeah.
then Minnesota loses Kirk Cousins. They trade for him to get him back. before
Didn't
the
even know.
deadline.
Didn't even know he was going to get traded.
No, didn't know any of the players' names before he got into the game against Atlanta, and
Can we not?
put on a performance.
Can we not?
3 touchdowns in total, threw the game-winning touchdown.
I told Dominic as soon as Josh Dobbs entered I was like, damn it, that rookie got hurt. Ball game. Here comes Josh Dobbs.
And that's the thing, yeah. Josh Dobbs came in after Jared Hall got hurt and led the Vikings to their first victory. And what a
Did you hear the whole story though?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the head coach in the post game could barely talk, and the reason was he was giving the play to Josh Dobbs in his ear and then having to explain the actual play to Josh Dobbs before he hiked the ball, so Dobbs would know where his hot routes were.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I'm so impressed by
I was about to say this might be one of the most impressive things to ever happen in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm super impressed with how he was able to play. You got to give the guy a lot of credit. He fought hard, and at the end of the day, I mean, are the Vikings going into the playoffs? Probably not, but he gives them stability.
Let's be real. Let's be very honest. Their skill players have enough talent.
Oh, yeah.
It's whether or not that defense keeps getting better and better.
Right.
Because Flores has all of a sudden got that defense starting to trend in the right
They're
direction.
attacking. And that's
Yeah.
what they need to do is attack. So, but I don't know. I think they're still going to go for a quarterback. And there's one in Oregon and there's one in Washington. Just pick from those two because
Washington's going to Atlanta.
Yes, I know that's what you want. But, we'll see what the Vikings do. I'm happy for Josh Dobbs, and hopefully he's getting another job somewhere next year for sure.
Oh, he's a.
If not
Well,
Teddy,
see, here's the
somewhere.
funny thing. You can sit here and say this all about Josh Dobbs. No one really realizes
Yeah,
that he'd be making more money outside the NFL.
it's true.
He is an aerospace physicist.
Yeah, he is a classified genius, basically.
So when he came in, I'm like, damn it, he probably learned the playbook in a day.
I didn't even know.
I'm
Tennessee had
screwed.
that kind of stuff.
Oh, he's brilliant, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move past Murray because I mean Kyler Murray's coming back.
And of course, who's his first game against?
Yeah.
Who's his first game against? Atlanta, of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I don't want to make David any more.
No, go ahead.
Your voice is
No,
dying.
that's fine. No, that's fine. We can talk about it because once again, I have a little gripe myself.
Okay.
Arthur Smith, to both Arthurs. Let me just say this.
God damn, I forgot the buttons.
Where the hell is Bijan? What did you do to Bijan?
I think they kept him in the locker room, my friend. I think they're just
This
trying
is
to-
the best. This is the one of the more talented teams in that division
Sure, yeah.
who don't know how to use their talent.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith should be fired just for that.
Well, he's got to be fired.
You've got a premier tight end
Yeah.
in Kyle Pitts who gets targeted, 3 times a game?
Yeah, more or less.
And Bijan touches the ball, maybe 5 times a game? Oh, we're saving him.
Yeah.
For what, the apocalypse?
No, the next coach.
Jesus.
Yeah. So we'll see what Kyler Murray does here against Atlanta. Here's hoping. But let's get into this. Let's do.
Wait.
this.
Is Kyler Murray 6'5" now?
No, not yet.
Okay. Just making sure.
He's got a couple more weeks.
I heard he was up to 7'3".
Yeah, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring it back because we are back. It is time for the Pick 6 of the NFL. That is where we give you the top 6 games of the NFL, and we let you guys know who we're picking for this. We're going to burn through these as fast as we can. David, are you ready?
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's do this, folks. So, first things first, we've got Houston against Cincinnati. So, Cincinnati right now is favored by 7. Full touchdown on this one.
Are we going spread or are we just going outright?
We're going spread on this.
Ooh, we're going spread on
you wanna
this.
you can go spread on it. So
Spread? All right.
however you want to do it, my friend. Unless you want to do
I-
outright, it's up to you.
Listen,
Good call.
where do I work, mother trucker? Let's go. Whichever way you want to roll.
It's your call, Mr. BetQL.
Yeah, we can do by spread.
Okay.
Let's do by spread. Let's roll through these.
All right. So Houston, Cincinnati. How you seeing this one? Who you picking?
I'm going Cincinnati.
Okay.
Seven's a big number.
Yeah.
Houston's been playing well, but they really haven't played against a premier defense either. And I think Cincinnati's getting there with their defense.
Yeah.
Their defense has looked solid over the last 5 games that they've won.
Yeah, they're five in a row now.
So, and Burrow just looks unconscious, and I don't think that defense is to the point where they can hang with. The only thing that worries me are the injuries for Cincy. T. Higgins seems to be banged up a little bit.
Yeah, he's
so
out. He's actually out right now.
so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna roll with Cincinnati. Obviously, I know, shocker.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. They look like they're on a hot streak. I won't take it away from Houston. They look really good too. But I think this defense matched up against a rookie quarterback, you'll see a little bit of that youth and experience come out of C.J. Stroud. I think he'll maybe throw a pick, possibly 2. But the fact that he only has 1 interception is something that you got to give him a lot of credit for. So I think Houston can hang in this game, but a lot of it is going to be based on if C.J. Stroud can be that guy or not. But I'm not too
Your
worried.
time's up, sir.
Exactly, I know. We set times, but as you guys know, time limits for us, unfortunately, as the new guys in the back. And
Listen.
appreciate you guys so much.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Y'all haven't seen us really go yet. Wait until the college football stuff comes.
Yeah, that
We could go 2 hours if we wanted to
won't.
just on.
We
We
won't.
won't.
I promise you
we won't.
Get
But
you guys out of here. So yeah, I'm going with Cincinnati. I'm gonna say I think they can possibly. I think it can be like a 2 touchdown.
they can cover that easily.
Yeah. All right. The next one we got San Francisco. They're 3-point favorites at Jacksonville, though. To keep that in mind too, folks. They're at Jacksonville. Houston is, by the way, at Cincinnati. So San Francisco 3-point favorites. They're going to Jacksonville. David, how do you see this one playing? Who are you picking?
I think the 49ers come off their bye week, right the issues that they've had.
Okay.
Debo's back too, so that makes a world of
Yeah,
difference.
Absolutely. I mean, they said that he's back. They said that he's healthy. I'm gonna say Jacksonville.
Everything in your being says Jacksonville,
Yeah, everything does.
and then you remember Debo's back, McCaffrey's on that team,
Well,
and that defense is what it is.
Right, and then but the main cog in this thing right now is your left tackle is still questionable.
And
I know people will be like, oh, but everybody else is back. Right, but Brock Purdy is not exactly the quickest delivery guy in the world.
but he's quick. He's a quick progression guy.
That's true.
He runs
makes
through his
great reads very quickly.
So
and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of screen passes with
Debo.
Exactly, a lot of Debo.
He's going to sound like
Samuel.
Chris Tucker on Friday.
I guarantee this is going to be. This is going to probably be like a Christian McCaffrey kind of game. I think Jacksonville is just. They're rested. They look good. Everybody's going to be healthy for this game for the most part. So I'll give it to Jacksonville. I would say give them the +3. I like that. I like those odds. So Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. Whatever you want to say, I think he's a good quarterback. All right, next we have Cleveland at Baltimore.
Jesus.
Baltimore is getting 6 points on this one. David, who are you picking on this one?
I'm taking the under.
Okay.
I
As
lean
established before.
I lean Cleveland here,
Okay.
just because that's a big spread for an interdivisional rivalry
Yeah.
and two teams whose defenses are just spooktacular.
Yeah, absolutely. These, I think, are the top two defenses right
They're,
now.
they're both
Give me
and let's not get it twisted. Miles Garrett is on a different planet this year.
Oh yeah.
He is playing chess while all offensive linemen that are in front of him are playing checkers.
Yeah, absolutely. He's if he doesn't make the playoffs this year with Cleveland, he's got to go somewhere else. He's got to get out of the team, my friend.
Are you having a little bit of a JJ Watt syndrome here?
It's something like that. Like, how many years can JJ Watt stay on the Texans before eventually he's like, you know what, I'm out of here. Well, too little.
But
too
then
late.
you picked Arizona,
That's the
JJ.
thing.
Why?
You picked just a weird.
You
team.
could have went to Pittsburgh and played
Although,
with your brother.
To be fair,
To be fair.
they did look pretty good when he did go to Arizona at first, and then obviously it all fell off a cliff. But that's also because he couldn't stay healthy. So
Kyler's lifts came out of his shoes and thing went sideways.
yeah, but I gotta take Baltimore on this. They look like they're on a roll. Cleveland's quarterback situation is a mess. Is Deshaun Watson going to play well or not? That's always going to be.
Once
the
again,
question.
though, it comes back to, for me, bright lights, big game.
Yeah, that's true.
Will status quo happen? It didn't happen against Detroit.
Right.
Blind squirrel finds a nut. 2 makes it a pattern if he can do it against a vaunted defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I might start dilling out a little praise.
yeah, they have every opportunity. Listen, they've outscored people 130 to 49. That should say something about how good this Ravens team has been, and that's in their last 4 games. So, but this is a different Cleveland team. They're winning a lot by defense. So, see what happens. But I'm gonna take Baltimore on this.
Okay.
I would feel like a touchdown could be there. So,
Okay.
next you've got New Orleans versus Minneapolis.
Why?
Because it's
Why?
It's
Why
a
would
2.5
you?
to New Orleans.
Why would you pick a trash?
Teams,
It's
I couldn't find anything else.
it's
good.
Josh Dobbs. No,
I like my last pick. So.
actually, I'd probably take New Orleans here.
Okay, I'm in the same. boat.
Just for me,
Yeah,
Derek Carr, and he's actually looked pretty good the last couple games.
dude, he's willing that team to wins now. Like the way that he's acting towards that team, he's like, "You get open, you block."
When did Michael Thomas forget how to catch footballs?
Yeah, you know what? That was years ago when he first got hurt, and the last
Like,
times,
he's been off the field so long, he's like, my hands don't work no
yeah,
more.
well, maybe Olave's like taking the energy out of him. I don't know what.
Olave was in a slump too.
I mean,
took
he
him
won
playing
touchdown
the
back,
Bears.
So, yeah, well, yeah. He still looked fairly decent, but I'm taking New Orleans on this too, 2.5. Nothing against Josh Dobbs, but I don't know if the Mags. This is a good defense here.
It's a
New
decent
Orleans is
defense, yeah.
They got edge rushers, and clearly they have cornerbacks all over the field.
Numero uno and number 1 above everything, they've got Cam Jordan.
Yes, absolutely. More than anything. He's got a monster of a man that mans the outside. So I'll say New Orleans. I think it could turn into a blowout, honestly. Then you have Detroit. They're taking on the Chargers. Now, obviously, the Chargers did not look very good in that Jets game.
Do you see
But they
me
did get a win.
Morse code blinking right now? Save me? No.
But Lions are only favored by 3 in this game.
Which is weird. And it has to be the fact that the defenses looked better
Yeah.
for the Chargers over the past 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, what, 8 sacks?
Herbert's
in that Jets game?
like Herbert is quietly having a career year and no one's talking about it.
Oh yeah, he's putting up numbers, but because the Chargers are like mid-level play every other.
Well,
game.
Staley's making at least one call a game where you're like, are you trying to get fired?
Yeah, and then Herbert bails his ass
That's
out.
it.
Which is insane.
Look what I can do.
Right. Brandon Staley better be kissing the cleats of Justin Herbert.
I think he
every time.
you want me to be very honest. I think he's overwhelmed and he wants to be fired, and that's why he's making some of these calls that he's making.
Yeah, but he's
It's
gonna-
the only reason I can come up with for some of these decisions he's
He's
made.
gonna fall ass backwards into a contract extension. That's the problem.
I hope not.
That's
If
the-
not, fine. I know Kellen Moore went there going, okay, this is the next place I can have a job.
Right.
But
That's what I'm
if
thinking.
it doesn't happen, Kellen Moore's going to be like, so you want me to go and coach where?
Right.
God, I have to take Detroit.
Okay.
Better overall team and better coach.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking Detroit. I think this could turn into. It could be a shootout. It could be a shootout, but I think this could also turn into a bit of a blowout as well. So I gotta go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Detroit. I'm gonna say the Detroit Lions take this, and I'll say I think this could probably easily go to like a 21-point difference. Honestly, listen, man. Jared Goff with that wide receiving core, that's a whole totally different animal.
And don't forget,
Jameer Gibbs is coming to his
we
own.
said under radar,
Yeah.
Detroit might have made one of the best trades of the whole trade deadline.
Peoples Jones, baby. He's good. He's good. You gotta give it to him, folks. All right, and last but not least of the pick six, before we get into the college football talk off the break, we got ourselves the New York Jets taking on the Las Vegas
Jesus
Raiders.
Christ, what are you trying to do to me?
I'm trying to make you a happy man. 1.5 points right now to the Jets, though. David.
I'd play the under in this game, by the way, too. I'm being quite honest.
Okay.
One, I don't, and this is the reason. I don't trust the Jets offense and I trust the Jets defense. Does that make sense?
So they counterbalance each other out.
Not a lot of points are going to get scored in this game.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening. That Jets defense is too good, but the problem is that Jets offense is so anemic with Zach Wilson behind center that this could go either way. It really could.
Yeah.
It could be 12-9 game where it's just nothing but field goals.
Yeah, it could be. Could definitely be a back and forth from a lot of these kickers.
You know what? I'll go with Oakland just because they have this new, I don't know, je ne sais quoi about them.
A new air about themselves.
And Aiden O'Connell is the franchise.
Let's not go that far.
I'm going that far.
Okay, all right.
I call
If
it
you
rain.
want to.
Hey, I'm allowed one hot take a show. That's my hot take for today.
all right.
I'm going to call Aiden O'Connell the new franchise quarterback for your Las Vegas Raiders.
You know what? That's fair. Fine. You get the one hot take then. All right. So
Well, you got to look at it this way. You figure the two cornerback, because the Jets secondary is now healthy.
Right.
So both those cornerbacks are going to shut down
Devontae's not going to have it.
Devontae and Myers.
Yeah.
So Hunter Renfro's going to be running the center of the field going, I'm open, I'm open.
I mean, him and Michael Mayer should be having a day. So I think I'm going to take the Raiders, though.
It's the culture thing. I'm telling you,
They've got momentum. They feel good.
it's
They
the
feel-
cigars.
They feel like they've got the energy's flowing the right way. The Jets are just kind of giving us one. or two
This
right
is,
now. Like, there's
but that's all. That's the crazy thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, the Jets are so." That's all they have to be.
yeah.
If they can maintain 500 and he's truly back in 2 weeks, and they go undefeated once he comes back,
Yeah.
I would hate to be the AFC team that has to face them in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, unless you go for his Achilles, and then
Dude, he's got magic mushrooms all over that thing. Anyone who says different is lying.
he's listen. Ayahuasca makes you feel a certain kind of way. So,
Ooh, baby.
yeah, you never know. All right, well, that's gonna do it for the Pick Six here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go to a quick break, and when we come back from it, we got college football to talk. We got the news, and of course, the Pick Six for college football.
We'll make it quick.
Yes, we will make it quick, and we will be right back here on the X-Bomb Sports Live Show.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go.
Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that'll have you craving more? Taco Bell.
All right, can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
Good. Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
Here on the X-Bomb Sports Live Show, I'm Andrew Valentin. David is right now fixing stuff. So while David's away, Andrew's going to play. So obviously we just talked about the NFL. We talked about the Bears here in the first two segments. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move into football, college football, that is, folks. So at the top of this show, we already kind of talked a little bit about the Michigan situation, and it sounds like the Big Ten will be potentially dropping its possibly what we have called a slap on the wrist to Michigan, essentially, for the sign stealing scandal. However, it should be noted that nothing is yet guaranteed. It's only been just announced, so there's still a lot of speculation as far as what the Michigan football team, what's going to happen with Michigan football going forward from here. Now, a lot of what has been talked about as far as what's going on with Michigan has been about, well, who's going to face what's the punishment going to be? When is it going to happen? I think we can all agree that the punishment's not going to be coming anytime soon. I think a lot of it is going to come down to what happens this week at Penn State, and then what happens in that third week in November when they play the infamous Michigan-Ohio State rivalry game, right? If they beat those teams, more likely than anything, Michigan will find itself potentially saying, you know what, we're just going to ignore this problem, we're going to take whatever comes at us, and we'll just kind of skip to my Lou through the rest of the situation. Until they lose one of these games, once they lose one of these games, more than likely, you'll get Michigan who goes, okay, you know what, we're just going to come out and we're going to do our own bowl ban, we're going to give ourselves a little hefty fine, pay it to the NCAA, and we'll go from there. I mean, I don't think that's going to be out of the case. It's not to say that the NCAA still won't punish Michigan, but I think more than anything, they lose one of these games and they're out of the college football playoff. I get the feeling that more than likely they're going to be that team that just goes, all right, we'll take the bowl ban, next team in, we'll take the year off, and then we'll come back next year. Because Michigan's got another set of players that are just going to roll right into anyways. So I don't think that this is not going to be as big a deal as people want to push it to. But fair to say on that, David, as far as what Michigan's having to go through on this, do you think that if they lose to Penn State or Ohio State at this point, do you think it's possible that Michigan just imposes its own will on itself, or do you think that they'll still be punished no matter what?
Cheaters!
Oh, God.
Nothing but a bunch of cheaters!
You've been holding that in, haven't you?
No, I just listen. Here's the thing, and I think this is for non-football people. It's not the fact that the signs were stolen.
Right.
It's how they were stolen. You try to figure that out during the game. Why do you think there's big billboards and coaches getting covered up and coaches putting, offensive playbooks over their mouths while they're talking? So they don't have listen, every team has lip readers, hand readers, all body language readers, so they can try and figure out what's the next play.
Right.
That being said, cheaters. You sent somebody to go and get film on teams on their sidelines.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
You are a good enough team that you don't need that. How much it's helped them? Let's be very honest.
That's a huge question, right? How much of those signs has really been helping them win games?
Other than the main three, and I'm Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan.
Main rivals.
there's nobody in the Big Ten. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody.
I mean, they're eating themselves alive at this point.
The Big Ten West, there's not a team in that division that averages above 25 points.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Rutgers, Iowa this weekend. The over-under is 28. Want to guess what I bet?
Did you bet the under?
I did.
They're a bad team.
That is
Both bad
4
teams.
touchdowns between 2 teams. That means 2 touchdowns apiece.
Yeah.
Guess what? I guarantee you, not gonna happen.
No.
Because Iowa's defense is good enough to stop Rutgers, and Iowa's offense is god awful.
Yeah, they're bad.
But that being said, what it comes down to, I don't know if they self-impose.
Okay.
Michigan's feeling like the beat up little stepbrother right now, going the whole conference has come after us for this.
Yeah.
They feel picked on and abused, and
You know what it really feels
they
like?
feel bullied.
It feels like this is the college version of Daniel Snyder versus the NFL. For those that don't know, which it was one of our favorite things to talk about, Daniel Snyder, when he was on his way to being kind of ostracized from the NFL, ousted, he came to the NFL, or came out to the media, I guess, if you will, and basically was like, I have all this information on all of you guys, and I could expose all of you. That's what this feels like. It feels like Michigan came with that and was like, I have everything on you guys, so I could expose all of you too.
James Franklin doesn't know how to coach in a game time scenario. What?
I mean, you do have the ex-staffer who has come forward and said he was in charge of stealing signs from Michigan, which doesn't surprise me because everybody has.
Everybody does it.
Yeah,
Everybody does it, ladies
It's
and
just,
gentlemen.
you got caught with your hand
Once again,
in the cookie jar. You were the one.
it happens in baseball. It just so happens that, certain teams win World Series with a little bzz, bzz on their chest
Well, when you have a
compared to trying to steal the signs as you're standing on second so the catcher has to change his signs.
yeah, when you have an entire media room dedicated to being like, I'm watching the video.
I hit a game-winning home run. Don't rip my shirt off. My mother can't see my tattoo.
Right. Well, yeah, when that happens, folks, listen, that's a different thing, right? But yeah, if you steal the sign from up top or anything, or you as a coach on the sideline go, oh, so that's what that means. Like in the middle of a game,
You're gonna
that's
key
not-
on it.
Yeah, that's what happens. Guess how
They're called halftime adjustments for a reason, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. Well, this should spark the debate on, well, how do we solve this issue?
Oh,
hey.
Schefter said Michigan had a response. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
okay, wonderful. Well, I
I
mean,
want to see what this
as you get the response up, how do we fix the situation? Oh, I don't know. How about, hey, Matt Rule, what did you say? Oh, that's right. Let's put mics in helmets. Let's let everybody have their response to be able to talk back and forth to the quarterback, so that finally offensive coordinators can maybe be, I don't know, put on the spot instead of throwing the quarterback under the bus because he didn't get the signal right. Listen, they do it in the NFL now. I don't understand why you're prolonging this opportunity.
So,
The response, David, yes?
Michigan is looking to get a TRO, which will be sought to allow Harbaugh to coach on Saturday,
Oh,
of
yeah,
course.
of course.
Why not? But Michigan's response, like all members of the Big Ten Conference, we are entitled to a fair, deliberate, and thoughtful process to determine the full set of facts before a judgment is rendered. Today's actions by Commissioner Tony Petitti? Petitti?
Yeah.
I didn't want to say Petitti because
I get
it
it.
sounds very
Or it might be Patetti. I'm not.
disregards the conference's own handbook, violates basic tenets of due process, and sets a untenable precedent of assessing penalties before an investigation has been completed. We are dismayed at the commissioner's rush to judgment when there is an ongoing NCAA investigation, one in which we are fully cooperating. Commissioner Patetti's hasty actions today suggests that this is more about reaction to pressure from the other conference members than a desire to apply the rules fairly and impartially. By taking this action at this hour, The commissioner is personally inserting himself onto the sidelines and altering the level playing field that he is claiming to preserve. Wait a minute. That might not have been a great statement to make there, buddies.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
And doing so on Whoa!
boy.
Doing so on Veterans Day, a court holiday to try to thwart the university from seeking immediate judicial relief is hardly a profile in impartiality.
What are you doing?
To ensure fairness in the process, we intend to seek a court order together with Coach Harbaugh preventing this disciplinary action from taking effect.
What are these guys, Karens or something?
Wow.
Like that? What are you doing? Wow. Okay, so Michigan.
That
just was
sounds like such a toddler throwing a temper
Yeah,
tantrum.
absolutely. What?
You
Oh my
got
God.
caught. Own it.
Just say, hey, we made a mistake.
The
Whoopsies.
problem is, if they own it, they're worried that some of their wins are going to get taken away
Of course. Well, yeah, that's what they're afraid of more than anything. They don't want to lose their spot in
in
the
a college football playoff too. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously then if they win the college football playoff and the punishment comes through, hey, we could get our title taken away. All right, so Michigan.
Yay.
Michigan is being an adolescent because they're like,
I'm-
mom and dad aren't right. I'm right.
Saturday, tomorrow, Karma will be a mother. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, hopefully.
Somehow, I rarely do this. I have this feeling somehow, some way, Penn State's pulling this game out.
It might. This might be enough to rattle the team. We'll see. Michigan's really put themselves in a weird. Listen. At the end of the day, just put the mics in the helmets for crying out loud.
Yeah, it would.
Enough of this, and enough of holding up the stupid signs. Like, let's go. These guys are going to go to the NFL. Get them ready for the NFL. Or at least, if anything, make it easier on them. Sucks to be you if you're a coach and you get the call wrong. That's on you now.
Yeah, Big Ten, you did just make how many billions of dollars?
And you're going to probably make more because you got these other teams coming in that are going to be top programs, right? Just saying.
Just putting it out there.
We're just saying. All right, let's miss on Lane Kiffin because
You're a pimp.
Yeah.
I don't care. I love
Dude-
you.
Dude sounded crazy when he's yelling at a player about mental health crisis and all that stuff.
Listen,
And I want to save that more for You Killing Me Smalls because I think me and David have some words for that for sure.
I love me some Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to say, do I think that he's, the most stable dude in the world?
Yeah.
Probably not. Do I think Nick Saban's stable? Probably not.
No.
You got to be a little.
That dude's balled out crazy.
You got to be a little twerk to want to be a Division I Power 5 head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Dion. Dion crazy. I love Dion to death.
Yeah, but
I'm
Deion's
a-
good crazy.
No.
Deion's good crazy. I can
No.
deal with his crazy.
That's debatable at some points.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Listen, I like his crazy more than I like Nick
Oh,
Saban.
I will pour a cup of that crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick, because I want to make sure they get the love. So James Madison.
That's
for those
right.
who don't know,
JMU, baby.
undefeated. They're going looking to win their conference, except the problem is they can't even play in their conference game. So rather than this be a topic of conversation, I'm using this moment as a chance to spread the message to everybody. Hashtag free JMU. Hashtag let them play. Because, God damn it, James Madison should be allowed to play in the. They should be allowed to play in their conference championship, and they should be allowed to play in the bowl game of their
Well,
choice.
let's
Or
be
they get
very
picked for.
let's be very honest. You and I talked about this.
Yes.
We would love to see JMU versus Tulane to see who the
Absolutely.
best non-Power 5 team is. Then they get to go on to play in that New Year's Six bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see that. Come on. Those are the two best non-Power 5 teams right now. I would have said Air Force, but Air Force
Still,
fell out of it.
I still can't take JMU on the spread this week, though, man. It's against
call it a
UConn.
shootout.
It's UConn, but I still
UConn has been spread killers.
25 and a half.
That's tough.
No, I couldn't do it. Everybody's like, "What about JMU?" I was like, I can't not 25 and a half.
Unless they come.
I got nervous when I did Georgia Southern and it was 11 and a half. Come on.
I want to make sure because listen, when they moved up from FBS to FCS, they've had a 2-year probation. They've now appealed for
Which
it.
is the most stupid thing I've ever heard of in my.
Yeah.
I can understand a 1-year transition. I really can.
Sure.
Unless, and we've said this, unless they come out of the FCS winning that national title.
Right.
If you win the national title in the FCS and then decide as a university you want to move up to the FBS,
Yeah.
you should have the right to play whatever you want
Right.
the next year because you're the defending national
Yeah.
champion. But if you're an FCS team who just decides, hey, we've had 5 years of really great football.
Right.
We've been in contention. We haven't really won the national title, but we've
Yeah.
been in contention every year. So we want to see what we can do in the big pool.
Right.
1 year is all you need to have them acclimate.
Well, I mean, I would only put it for 1 year if you're trying to get into like a Power 5, which isn't going to happen for these guys.
No.
Otherwise,
They're
mean,
filling the Sun Belt,
Yeah.
which, like, no, people do not sleep on the
Sneaky
Sun Belt.
good.
Do not sleep on the Sun Belt this year.
They're the new MAC.
They're
They're the new MAC.
and the MAC is not good this year.
No, they're doing terrible. Northern Illinois sucks.
The-
Sorry, Jordan.
Kent
you're
State's
alma
not
mater.
great either.
But you're doing great at Mount Carmel, man. Go win that state title.
Kent State isn't doing very
Yeah, no, they're not. All right, let's do the big
Morrison Seneca,
Yeah,
too,
I
by
know.
the way.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even realize Seneca had a football team.
No, you
I thought they went to, honest to God, I thought they went to Morris for high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Swear to God.
Man, you learn something new every day.
I
trust me.
do.
You
Well,
really
I got to root for them because I can't. LaSalle Peru always lose because they always play in. They play in that division. That's
Yeah.
they're like the smallest school in that division.
Yeah, that's true.
They're just above what 4A. So they're in the
yeah.
5A class, but like they're the smallest school in the 5A class.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. My school's not even in the same division anymore. When I grew up, they all broke up and everything. So those legends are over with. Done.
I want to. I love watching Providence lose.
Sorry.
That's for you, Chumley, my fraternity brother.
There you go. All right, let's do the Pick Six for college football, and then we'll get out of here for you, folks.
We'll try and get through these quickly. I think
Yes,
there will be only
absolutely.
one that I'm super passionate about.
Really? Well, could it be the first one we're talking about? Because the first
Why
one
would
we
you
got
put
up-
that one first?
Because I just went in order. Okay, give me
What
a
the
break.
hell is your problem?
Number 3, Michigan is taking on number 10, Penn State. Okay.
I actually, let me just put it all out there right now.
Go for
I
it.
do think Penn State. I did put money on the money line. I did put money on the spread.
Okay.
But my favorite bet in this game is Penn State to cover. No, I didn't do the spread. I did under.
Okay.
I love the under in this game. It's the number 1 and number 2 defenses in the country.
Yep.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for like West Coast Pac-12 football, do not tune into this game. This is going to be 1995 Big Ten football. Am I lying?
I think it's going to be 1975. Big Ten.
Yeah.
You see the ghost of Joe Paterno and Bo Schembech.
we had
on
we
the
had a Penn
sidelines.
State guy on today that said, "Do not be surprised if the halftime score is 3-0."
And there's like 300 rushing yards.
Yeah. 3-0, 300 rushing yards. So that being said, my favorite play though is Penn State +3 at the half.
Okay. All right.
With the total being 4.5, how can you not jump on 3 at halftime?
I mean, yeah. Listen. We said this before. I said I'm blow the whistle. I'll say it again. I think it could be tied at the half. I think it could be that kind of a tight game at the first half.
But you win if it's tied. at
Right,
half.
no, absolutely, and you win the money. But if by the full end of the game, I just feel like Michigan's going to have. I mean, this might change things now with all this news dropping and everything. I don't know, but this will be a telling point, right? The first half will say, do they come out super aggressive and try to challenge on Penn State, throwing the football down the field and trying to run it down their
Oh,
throats?
please do.
Or are they going to play it more? Because I think if they do that, I think they're going to have more success if they come out more aggressive. But if they play more conservative, you're going to find yourself in a hole real quick.
Well, the worry is what happened last year is where Michigan hadn't shown 3/4 of the playbook that they came with against Penn State.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're chucking it all over the
Right.
place.
And that's the other thing is that McCarthy versus Aller. Aller's got the skill, but he's got the inexperience. McCarthy's got the experience. He's got the skill too, but not on the raw
He's
level of what
never
Allen.
started a game in Happy Valley. Though.
No, he hasn't.
And you can say what you want, ladies and gentlemen. That is a different vibe. And they are going, trust me when I tell you, that student section with all this information is going to be amped.
Oh, they're gonna be loud. They're gonna be loud. But I'm gonna take Michigan. I feel like they're gonna have the energy still. But we'll see.
I mean, what did I say? Oh, God.
Jesus. All right. You know what? Show over. Okay. Next, we've got number 18, Utah, taking on number 5, Washington.
It's not even close, Washington.
I take Washington too, but I think it's going to be a close game by like 3.
I
Utah's
don't.
defense can come up big.
I don't. I just, it's in Washington. That offense, here's the problem. That Utah offense is not going to score as much as a USC offense or an Oregon offense. They're just not.
I mean,
I'd be a different story with Cam Rising.
yeah,
It would be.
It would. Well, it would certainly make a difference. I think at least on the spread. But Utah's got that funky team, man. They find a way. And look, we've seen Michael Penix Jr. have his off days, so this is a chance to throw him off on the off days. So I'll say Washington, but 9.5 seems like a lot. I'm going to make it a little bit closer for me. All right, next we've got number 13, Tennessee. They're taking on number 14, Missouri. Right now, it is Tennessee who has a 2-point favorite over Missouri. David, who are you picking for this one?
This might be my favorite pick of the week.
Okay.
I got Mizzou on the money line.
Okay. All right. I like that.
I love Mizzou.
Okay.
I really do.
All right. I'm going to take Missouri too on this. Tennessee just seems to have lost a lot of the pep in its step. I don't know if it's Milton. I don't know if it's the offense. I don't know what's happened, but Missouri looks like they're on the uptick right now, and their defense has been pretty good too. So I'll take Missouri, and I'll take them.
Once again, probably one of the best wide receivers nobody's talking
Yeah,
about.
well, and they've got one of the best edge rushers that nobody's mentioning either, too. So this team is solid. I like Missouri, but I think I'm going to take the +2 on that. You never know with Tennessee. Milton might have himself a game.
Yeah.
Next, we've got Miami taking on number 4, Florida State. David, who are you picking?
I took Miami
Okay,
in the points, of course.
to cover.
Yeah, I'm not taking them on the money line. I'm not this stupid. Nope.
You
Nope.
never know. You never know. I mean, the backup was decent-ish.
Decent-ish.
Yeah. I'm taking Florida State. They look really good. Jordan Davis has been playing very well. The defense is healthy, so I'm going to take Florida. This could turn into a blowout for them, which is fine for Florida State because they love beating Miami, and Miami's just kind of started to fall off its own. All right, next we have number 9, Mississippi, Ole Miss. Their biggest challenge of the year probably is going to be this number 2 ranked Georgia Bulldog team. David, who are you picking for this one, man?
I've got Old Miss covering, and possibly winning the game
Okay.
outright. I'm not as sure as that. For me, there are 2 coaches looking for signature wins this weekend.
Yeah.
One's in my neck of the woods. The other one's at Ole Miss.
Right.
Lane Kiffin has yet to have that defining win in Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Lots of talent. They get that running game going, I think this becomes an interesting game.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have maybe one of the best young running backs in Judkins. I mean, he's been 12 touchdowns still. I mean, the guy's on point to just have another great season again. I feel like the offenses wash each other out, but I'm going to say Georgia. But I do think you're right. I think Ole Miss can cover this game. This is not the same Georgia team that's been winning national titles. I just don't see it. Beck is good, but I don't think he's Stetson Bennett good. So,
No.
And Brock Bowers is still kind of
Stetson
limping around.
Bennett is the Georgia god.
Yes, and hopefully he's getting the help that he
Yes,
rightfully deserves.
absolutely.
But I'll say Georgia, and I'm going to say like by a touchdown. So I think Ole Miss can cover on that 10.5, but I'll say Georgia still wins it by at least a TD. And last but not least, it is USC. They're taking on the number 6 Oregon Ducks, with Oregon favored by a full 15 on this one because the defense at USC is quite awful to the point where they had to fire the defensive coordinator. David, who are you picking for this one?
Ducks.
Okay.
I
I have expected you to start quacking.
This is what it comes down to. And everybody knows how I feel about Caleb Williams. This defense is better than any defense he's seen to date.
Yes.
They will stop that offense. They will. It may not be a lot, but they'll stop them.
Yeah, look.
And that's all
Sure.
That's all Bo Nix needs against that defense.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, I mean,
And I'm not listen, I'm not saying stopping them from scoring. I'm saying touchdowns. They can go down the field. He may have numbers galore.
right.
But if you get stopped in the red zone, I mean, you're scoring field goals against a team that's going to be scoring touchdowns.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I'm looking at this right now. I think.
I got it at 14 and a half, so.
Okay, so well, I think USC can fight them in this game, go back and forth. I think it can certainly be a high-scoring game.
I think you're right in the first half.
Yeah,
But that defense is going to pound
Oregon's
them.
defense is good. I think there's going to be a point where they shut down USC. That's going to cost USC the game, and that's going to be the end of it for USC.
Yeah.
But it does. I think it's going to be a back and forth shootout where Buck Irving's going to have himself a hell of a game running the ball because he's their best offensive player outside of Nix. Bo doesn't have to do a lot because of that offense. So
Here's my question to you. If USC loses,
Mm-hmm.
does Caleb Williams shut it down?
he might. I mean, at this point, he's the number one quarterback. It doesn't matter. So, and if
You're
he's not-
wrong, but
I know I'm not. So, I don't know how many times I have to tell you that.
we're going to have this discussion
It's
until
gonna
it's
keep
proven
going to the
otherwise.
draft.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
He probably will
we're
be.
both going to be wrong
Hey,
because likely Drake
listen.
May will be the top quarterback taken.
Listen, anybody wants, Giants, trade up with the Bears, please, to get that number 1 overall pick. They'll take 2 more draft picks.
And then you can take J.J. McCarthy when you hire.
No. Shut your mouth. Yeah, worst case scenario, Bjorn. Harbaugh gets fired from Michigan. Bears hire him, and he goes, I got this great quarterback that was at Michigan called J.J. McCarthy.
He's my guy.
He's my guy.
Well, hopefully not. Agreed. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the
Get us
first
out of here,
show.
man.
Absolutely.
They don't need to know my socials.
Yeah, at David Dykstra 4 for everything.
Yeah,
so,
they-
or D Dykstra
or
2,
whatever.
Yeah, on all the social media stuff. Yes. Follow us on the Boom Crew on Facebook. That's facebook.com/TeamXBombSports. Also hit us up on our Instagram, on our Twitch and YouTube where we're streaming as well, ladies and gentlemen. You can find us. It's twitch.tv/XBombSports for the Twitch side, which we're on right now, as well as the YouTube we're streaming onto. We simulcast on 3 different sites, people, as you forget. We're on YouTube at youtube.com/XBombSports too. And of course, find us on the social media, not just Facebook, but we're also on Instagram and Twitter at XBombSports for all of it, where you can get all the updates, everything. We're going to start doing more of the social media stuff as we're now getting implemented back into this stuff. And if you guys want to find David Dykstra again, it's David Dykstra4 on Twitter, DDykstra4 on Instagram. I am The Fluffy Guru on Twitter. I am Boom Crew Captain on Instagram. I'm not going to list off everybody's podcast because I don't have those lower thirds and we don't have time. Other than that,
And Julius is tired.
Julius is tired. And really, guys, thank you so much, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. There's other parts of the crew that aren't here as well, but thank you to those guys as well for helping us get back on the air. We really appreciate it.
We promise it won't be this long the next time.
No, we just were. I was trying to get things done quickly. I apologize for any of the things and stuff, but welcome to X-Bomb Sports. This is what we do. Real quick, I just want to say happy birthday to my pops. Love you, Dad. See you soon for dinner. And just real quick.
Arepas?
No, Culver's, man.
Really?
He loves fish, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They got
the
decent fish and
fish
chips.
fried dinner, man. You can't pass that up.
That's a decent fish fried dinner
Yeah,
right
man.
there.
Fills you up perfectly.
Malt vinegar over the fish.
Hey, he doesn't do that. He doesn't like that stuff. Me, on the other hand, I'm all day.
Yeah, baby.
I'm all way. But I just want to say, I'm going to make it real quick. Thank you to all the amazing fans that have stuck with this. Thank you to you guys who have made this worth it. I know this was a long process to get here. I know it was months and months and months of saying we're coming back, coming back, coming back. But thank you guys for sticking with us. You make this worth it. You make this what we want to do, and we can't say thank you enough. We've got news eventually coming here soon. We're gonna let you guys know about it here. Maybe. We will see. Make sure to check us out on the Blow the Whistle side. We got the radio show every Monday, Wednesday.
You're killing me, Smells, on Monday.
Thank God. Because we're going to have a super long show more than likely on Monday. So be on the ready for that. Thank you guys all so much for listening. Thank you guys all so much for watching. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, much love. Peace out, Boom Crew.
He never calls me. He's probably gonna be like,